back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review for you guys on the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on the palette, just a really quick review on the palette because I don't want this tutorial to be way too long. Then I'm going to show you guys swatches as well as an eyeshadow tutorial that I'm wearing on this look today. So if you guys are interested in seeing my thoughts on the new Anastasia Subculture palette, then keep on watching. Alright guys, so I'm here to do a review for you guys today on the new Anastasia Subculture eyeshadow palette. So I first wanted to say that I was really impressed with how quick the shipping was. The palette launched on the 25th. I ordered the palette on the 25th and I had it in my hands on the 26th. So I mean, Anastasia always ships her products next day, but it always takes you a couple of days to receive the shipping confirmation. But I received the shipping confirmation the same day that I ordered the palette, and then I received the palette the next day, so I was really impressed with that. So this is just how the palette looks, and you have like this green velvety texture just like the Modern Renaissance palette, and this palette is kind of supposed to be the nighttime version of the Modern Renaissance palette. This palette is more cool tone than the Modern Renaissance palette, and I will show you both palettes side by side in this video, as well as show you swatches. Now, I really quickly want to get into a lot of people saying that the eyeshadows were chalky. I mean, Anastasia shadows do have a lot of kick up, but that is with all of her shadows, but they come off very pigmented. That's why I really don't mind the kick up that they have. They're not chalky at all. They just have a lot of kick up, but the pigmentation is amazing on this palette, as well as the Modern Renaissance palette. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone knows how amazing the Modern Renaissance palette is. This palette is pretty much the same formula. They have a lot of kick up just like the Modern Renaissance palette, but the pigmentation on the shadows are amazing and they aren't chalky to me. They're not chalky. So you get a mirror, as you can see, and here is the inside of the palette. Gorgeous colors. And as you can see, this palette is more cool tone than the Modern Renaissance palette. So this palette is kind of more nighttime wearable. And you know, you have just like a whole lot of greens in this palette. You have this really pretty purple down here. You have these yellows, and you have two oranges right here. So yeah, I think this palette is amazing. And then you have like two shimmer shadows in here, which is this one, which is the shade Electric. I used this on my lid today. And then you have this one, which is Auburn, I think that is. And then this one comes off as more like a satin shade to me, and this is the shade Cube. And that's what I used in my inner tear duct today. So yeah, this is a really nice palette. So I'm going to show it to you in comparison to the Modern Renaissance palette. This palette does come with a brush as well. I just took the brush out because, you know, I didn't want the brush to constantly fall out whenever I open the palette. But this palette does come with a brush. So I'm just going to really quickly show you the Modern Renaissance palette, and this is just how this palette looks. And then here we have the Subculture palette. Same texture. And then I'm just going to show you how the inside of both palettes look side by side. So here is your Subculture palette. And here is the Modern Renaissance palette. So as you can see, the Modern Renaissance, of course, is a lot more warm tone than the Subculture palette. And I feel like I can get away with both palettes in the daytime. This palette is definitely more cool, has more cool tones than the Modern Renaissance palette. Nonetheless, I feel like both of these palettes would be amazing to have in your collection. But yes, this is just how both palettes look side by side. So I'm going to really quickly just get on to the swatches of the Subculture palette, and then I'm going to show you an eyeshadow tutorial on the look that I'm wearing today. All products that I used in this video will be listed in the description box down below, and I did use two new products. I used a new eyeliner, and I used the Pure Cosmetics On Point eyeliner, and I got this eyeliner compliments of Pure Cosmetics through Octoly. And this is just how it looks, and I got the shade Down to Earth, I think. I didn't want to make it a really deep black, but As you can see, it looks like a black, so it's a really nice color. And these pencils glide on so nicely. They don't tug on the waterline, so that's what I love so much about these. And just like the lip liners, if you saw me review those, you see this little line right here. All you have to do is just turn it, one snap, and the pencil sharpener is in the cap. So you don't have to waste your time, you know, looking for a pencil sharpener. You just turn it one time, you hear it click, and it sharpens it right back up for you. And then I use to set my highlighted areas the Graftobian HD setting powder. You guys, this powder is amazing. I love this powder so much because it doesn't give any flashbacks. Like, I used it to set underneath my contour today, and I didn't have to go back over with a darker powder. You know how some just leave you like really white once you set and you have to go back over with another powder. This powder dusts right off and it gives you such a buttery, smooth finish. So this is the Graftobian HD setting powder, and I did pick mine up in the shade Banana Cream Pie, and I got this from Graftobian, compliments of Octoly also. So yeah, I'm going to get on to the swatches. So if you guys are interested in seeing an eyeshadow tutorial as well as swatches on the new Anastasia Subculture palette, then keep on watching. Alright guys, so now I'm just going to start off by showing you the box that it comes in. And on the box, you just get this picture on the inside of the packaging like you do on all Anastasia palettes. And here is the actual packaging. Same texture as the Modern Renaissance palette, and this palette retails for $42. So this palette does come with a mirror, and it comes with a brush just like all Anastasia palettes, and here are all of the shades. And now we're going to get on to the swatches. So the first shade is Cube. And this shade was really sheer. Like I said, I think that this was kind of like the only satin in the palette. So I just swatched it 2 times to let you guys see how the shadow builds. The next shade is Dawn, and it's a really nice peachy cream shade. It's a really nice shade for the brow bone. The next one is Destiny. And then we have Adored. And this is a gorgeous shade. Next up we have All Star. Then we have Mercury. Next up we have Aces. And that is the top row. Moving on to the bottom row, the first shade is Roxy. The second shade is Electric, and this is the shade that I'm wearing on my lid. The next shade is Fudge. Next we have New Wave. Edge. Untamed. No, sorry, that was Edge that I swiped. I'm sorry. And this one is Rowdy. So this is swatches of the entire palette. And here's just a quick overview of the palette. And now we're going to get on to the tutorial. So first I'm going to start off by priming my eyes with my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Toffee. And I'm starting out with my brows already done. I do have a full brow tutorial if you are interested in that. I will have it linked down below. And then I'm just going into my Graftobian HD powder to set my concealer in place. Alright, now going into the Subculture palette. The first shade that I'm going to use is New Wave, and I'm going to use this as my transition color. As you can see, there's like a lot of fallout with these shadows, but they are super pigmented, so I really don't mind that. There's a lot of fallout with the Modern Renaissance palette as well. Pretty much all of Anastasia's shadows, but they're all super pigmented. Then I'm going to go in with the shade Edge, and I'm going to take that right over New Wave. And now I'm going to go in with the shade Untamed, and I'm going to use this and put it directly in the crease. Alright, next up for my lid color, I'm going to go in with the shade Electric, and I'm going to place this all over the lid. And I did wet my brush with some setting spray. Alright, next up I'm going to go into the shade Aces, and I'm going to use this to deepen up the outer V. Alright, and now I'm going to go in with Dawn, and I'm going to use this to set my brow bone. Alright, now I finished up my face off camera, and I'm going to finish up the bottom portion of my eyes. And I'm pretty much just going to repeat the same steps on the bottom that I did in the crease. And the lashes that I'm wearing are the Ardell Double Up Wispies. Alright, next up we're going to go in with my eyeliner. This is the Pure Cosmetics On Point eyeliner. And I love this eyeliner so much because it's so creamy and it glides right across my bottom lash line. Like, it doesn't tug on the bottom lash line. So that's what I love so much about this eyeliner. Alright, now I'm going to go in with the shade Cube, and I'm going to use this as my inner tear duct highlight. Alright, and that completes the look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos from me. Until the next video.